That is a very devastating scene to behold. She seems to have had a head-on collision. So we take a look at the goals that were scored. That was from Stella Nyamiche of Ghana from the spot kick in the first half to put Nigeria were in Group B together with Niger. They had Niger in their group, Togo and Burkina Faso. Ghana, Helen Alomanu, Claire's Afolabi Taiwo for Nigeria. And Nigeria get the chance to equalize, and they do. 1-1 is the scoreline. Flourish. Sebastine would be the happiest of all the Nigerian players. She was the one that gave away the penalty, and she has been the one that has scored for her team. Right on the stroke of ending the game. What a dramatic end it has turned out to be. Taiwo Afolabi started this attack and build up. Managed to find Amina Bello, who came up with that dip, and Afi Amenyaku for the first time missed that ball. And this is what Flourish. Sebastine, who is already on 3 goals in this tournament, wouldn't miss for anything. What an end to this game. Ghana won, Nigeria won.
Game on.
Began the attack for the Ghanaians. Managed to send a good delivery. Oluchi slipped. Mefie Nyame's strike was blocked. And there, Messi Kalu, even on the floor, cleared once again. Before this, did that cross the line or not?
Even if it did, I think the whole circumference of the ball didn't cross the line, Esther. So already the referees had this spot on. It didn't.
These Ghanaians. And this was when Taiwo Afolabi and Amina came up with this build-up that helped Flourish Sebastine to make amends to get the goal. But that is a goal where she was unmarked, empty goal post. Even with the eyes closed, she will still find the back of the net. She does that to get the equalizer at the 86th minute for the Falconets of Nigeria. This really has lived up to a grand finale that is indeed worth celebrating. And Afi Amenyaku, on this occasion, some of the fans will think that Shalaziz of Ghana played against that of Nigeria, and the Ghanaians won 5-4 on penalties. That one was for the males, but here is for the females, and these girls are going to be separated from the sport kick. And it would be Adeline Igbechi of Nigeria to be in goal post, and that means the first penalty will be taken by the Ghanaians. Prayers, moments where each player goes through what he or she believes the most on religious grounds. But after the prayers, the task still remains to be cleared. Who will be the first penalty taker for Ghana? Ghanaians still sorting things out as Igbechi Adeline patiently awaits the first penalty taker of the Ghanaians. She goes to her knees, still waiting. But this is a game and a moment for anyone, for any team. And that's why it's called a sport kick. Whatever happens, happens. You don't have the benefits of a retake unless the goalkeeper flouts any of the rules. But if a player fails to score, then that means There can never be a retake. And there, Comfort the Abua of Ampem Dakwan ladies. She herself was involved in the penalty nature of this sort when her team played in the grand finale of the Ghana Women's Premier League finals. And she was the first penalty taker for the team. And she goes again. Such a very dead ball specialist. Comfort the Abua against Igbechi Adeline of Nigeria. And Comfort has to shoulder this responsibility for the Ghanaians. She does. And that's where she always scores. Top corner before she celebrates. And she's telling her, I told you can't save my penalty. And that is what she has done. Comfort the Abua. She scores in an amazing manner for the Ghanaians. Time for Afi Amanyaku to also do her part. That was a penalty which Comfort the Abua took for the Ghanaians. Chidimma Ogbuchi of Robo Queens is about to take this penalty for the Nigerians. Chidimma Ogbuchi. Chidimma against Afi Amanyaku. Ghana is already leading. Chidimma. Afi saves. Chidimma fails to score. And the fans of the Ghanaians celebrate. Afi Amanyaku had a very perfect direction of the ball and saved for the Ghanaians. And Chidimma Ogbuchi with the first failure in her attempt to seek parity for all the penalties taken. Georgina Aisha of Ghana, who plays for Pelpia Ladies, is behind, coming up against Adeline, and Adeline saves. Georgina fails to score two, and Adeline Igbechi tells her teammate to calm down. Difficult moment for Georgina, who can't even raise her head. She knows that she has failed the team, but that's what penalties are for. It's either you score or you miss. The Nigerians did before, she also missed it. And Flourish. Sebastian is coming in for this penalty for Nigeria. A captain who has scored, a player who has scored 4 goals. A striker who is very, very promising. Was part of the team that played for the Flamingos in the FIFA Under-17 World Cup last year. And here she is with a chance to make it 1-1 on the penalties for Nigeria. And Flourish will take this for them. She plays for Bayelsa Queens. Flourish against Afi Amanyaku. And Afi makes a double save. Afi with a second consecutive save for the Ghanaians. Flourish of Bayelsa Queens fails to score. She had the equalizer at the dying embers of the game, but she fails to score from the spot kick. So that means Ghana 1, Nigeria 0 for the spot kick. And Stella Nyamiche, she scored from the spot kick. In the first half for Ghana in this game, a player of Dreams Ladies, a 17-year-old girl who is also a coach, captaining her team to such a major tournament. She has the responsibility. She does. In a very fashionable manner. Stella Nyamiche scores for Ghana. So it's Ghana 2, Nigeria 0 for the number of kicks taken. And this is where she couldn't even get the direction. And this is just a sensational player. And Afi Amenyaku with a save can help Ghanaians to clinch this title. And Esther is taking this penalty. She has been the player who takes all their penalties in this tournament so far. Ghana have scored 2, Nigeria none. And if Esther doesn't score, that means Afi has made 3 crucial saves for Ghana. All the 3 penalties Esther failed. And Afi has become the heroine of the Ghanaian team. She started with this exploit in the early minutes of the game, and she has continued through to the extra time, through the penalties for her team. If Helen Alomenu scores, it means Ghana would be crowned the champions of this inaugural title. Helen of Esiam Socrates against Ingbechi Adlin of Delta Queens. Helen fails to score. And Adeline is beckoning to her teammates that I have made 2 crucial saves. What are you doing to help me as well? Helen Alomenu missing this glorious chance to help Ghana for them to be crowned champions of this maiden edition of such a prestigious tournament. And Afi is coming up against Mercy Kalu Chinere of Nigeria, the midfield maestro of the Nigerian team. She won the MVP in their game in the semi-finals. Mercy, if she misses this, would be doomed for the Falconets of Nigeria. Mercy against Afi Amenyaku. She scores. And that is the first penalty that has been scored by the Nigerians. Afi couldn't find a direction. And that means the final kick, if Ghana scores this, it would mean they would win this tournament with 3 spot kicks, which were well taken. Ingbechi Adeline has the utmost responsibility of saving this for the Nigerians. If only she would want to keep the hopes of the Falconets and of course the entire Nigerian country alive at the moment, who are watching across. Ingbechi Adeline against Mariam Ponsa, and she scores. Ghana are the inaugural champions of the WAFU Under-20 U Girls Cup. The host and win mission and the campaign that they had before the commencement of this tournament is successful. Mariam Ponsa with the last kick for the Ghanaians. She is the 2nd top scorer of Ghana's league that recently ended. She took a huge breather before this lovely penalty kick to help the Ghanaians win this maiden tournament. Huge, huge